In this session, I'll explore the creative coding tool that was added to MAXQDA in the 2018 version. We'll consider when you might use it, how it works, and its particular features and advantage. So, when might you use the creative coding tool? It's a tool to reorganize part or all of your coding scheme, to reorder codes, make new groups and subgroups, adjust code colors, and things like that. You'll probably want to use it in an inductive methodology after coding work has been done, when you want to evidence your ideas of higher level concepts. So, after initial coding has been done, when you're ready to reorganize your scheme, you want to develop some higher level concepts and create new groups of codes. Let's go and look at it in MAXQDA. So, here is a slightly modified version of the English language example project. Slightly modified in that I have changed the code system by creating inductively some codes for the interests of the students in the interviews of this database in terms of activities that they mention in the interviews. Looking at this little part of the code system, it's apparent there are some commonalities. We've got things like swimming, basketball, baseball, football. Sports is a higher level concept that would cover those. We've got some cultural activities, music and films, and we've got some pure leisure activities like clubbing and hanging out and so on. So the task is to restructure this group of codes to reflect those ideas. Let's redock the window and let's go into creative coding, which you will find in the codes menu ribbon as the second button. So we'll now start a creative coding session. The first task when you open the creative coding is to move codes that you want to work with into the creative coding map. MAXQDA uses a form of max map for this activity. So I can just drag individual codes in if I want. I can change my mind by highlighting a code. I can remove it from the map. We're just selecting what we want. If you drag a whole group of codes in one go, the code and all of its subcodes come, and that's what we want in this instance. I'm going to bring in the interests and all of its subcodes. When I click in any white part of the screen, those highlights go away and I can see the group of codes that I want to work with. You do need to bring all the codes you want to work with in any one session into one map at the same time. You can't add further codes halfway through the creative coding session. So make sure you've got all that you want and go to Start Organizing Codes. The screen now changes subtly. The map remains the same, but we've lost the list of codes, the code system down here, and it's been replaced with a panel showing colors in use. And the start, the session has been changed. The button now is a Quit Creative Coding button. So that's where we'll go when we need to leave. I want to emphasize that at this point that behind this screen, your MAXQDA project is currently frozen. You can't do anything else. If you were to minimize this, you wouldn't be able to change anything in the project until you have finished the creative coding session. So we're now ready to think about how we want to reorganize these codes. I'm going to drag the interests code up the screen, first of all, to create a bit of space. And I'm going to reorganize the codes down here, finding things that have these commonalities. So we've got the swimming, we're going to put the recreation ones over there, we'll bring the volleyball over, dancing is going to go over with clubbing and parties, basketball looks like it's going to come over here, hanging out wants to go over there, football, that's one of these sporting ones, we'll bring the bowling one over, I think we'll call exercising a sport, and there's baseball, and we just need to move the drinking over to this side. So we've now got them in three distinct groups. Time to bring in some new code. So we click on the New Code button up here, and we get the New Code dialog, and I'm going to create a new code which I'm going to call Sports. I'm not going to deal with colour at this stage. I'll show you how to deal with colour in a moment. Sports appears in the top left-hand corner of the map. I can drag it down and put it in roughly the place where I expect it to be above these sporting activities. Let's do the other new codes as well. So we're going to have a new code for culture as the next group. Click OK. It'll appear in the top left-hand corner. I can drag it down and put it here between the interests and its subcodes. And the last new code I'm going to call leisure. And we click OK, bring that one in and drag that. So it's very, very quick. Now I've got the basic set up, it's now time to use the linking function. So this button here on the menu ribbon, link define as subcode. This is a crucial step in this. When that button is highlighted, as now, I cannot drag codes around. If I click from sport and drag, I get an arrow rather than moving sport. So when I click and drag from sport to swimming, so that the highlight appears, release the button, and two things have changed. An arrow now joins sports to swimming, and the arrow that used to join interest to swimming has disappeared. Swimming is now appearing as a subcode of sports. And there is a fundamental law inside MAXQDA that no code can be a subcode of two codes. No man can serve two masters, no subcode can have two parents. So as soon as I made swimming a subcode of sports, it could no longer be a subcode of interests. Now I can quickly make the other, sorry, I must have left linking mode, I didn't realise. I now link sports to basketball, to volleyball. See how quickly you can do this? You could have done this activity in the old system, in the code system panel, but it was a lot more fiddly. So now I can make culture the parent of music and the parent of films of TV, and they've lost their link to interests. And I can do the same with leisure, just making all of these join up. And the last arrow has disappeared. So now I've got three little subgroups of codes. The last step is to make them subcodes of interests by dragging from interests to each of my intermediate level codes, my higher level concepts. Whoa. I'm just getting some little thing creeping in there. Don't point it. There we are. So now I have now created a quick map, inserting the new higher level concepts and making these things subcodes of it. Let's now think about colour. I just come off the link define as subcodes. When I click on any object in the map, a format option appears on the menu ribbon up here, allowing me to change the format of that object. So I'm going to select the format, and this ribbon, note, has three big sections. There's one section for the label, one section for the symbol, and one section for objects when you're working with other objects. The colour that we associate with a code is associated with the symbol. So I'm going to just change the colour of the sports code by clicking on the line. And this gives me some colour choices. I'm going to go for a new colour because I like this particular dialogue. I think it's rather fun. But I'm just going to quickly select a bright red colour for the sports code and click OK. Now a very interesting step comes up now because it asks me, do I want to change the colour for the subcodes? And I'm going to say yes, because now you see why I didn't set the colour for sports when I first created it, because by doing it this way, I've made all of its subcodes the same colour as well. Let's go to leisure and quickly change the colour of that. Choose the format again, line, new colour, and this time I'm going to choose a green, but I'm going to make that one a little bit darker and stronger and click OK, and again change the colour for the subcodes. So we've now got all the subcodes of leisure in a bright green. And I've done the basics. Let's now look and see how this affects the project. I come back to the Start menu and quit Creative Coding. Now this dialogue is a bit frightening when you first meet it, but it's a very important one. We have three choices at the bottom. Let me deal with the third one first of all. The cancel button is to be used when you've hit this by mistake. You meant to get a new code and you accidentally hit the button beside it. Cancel cancels the command and takes you back into the map, allowing you to continue your creative coding session. The other two choices are the ones that answer the question. Do you want to apply the new code structure to your code system? Yes, means your code system will be changed, and in some situations the process is non-reversible. I think this is the only instance that I'm aware of in MAXQDA where moving things around on a max map actually alters the fundamental project behind it. Yes will make the changes. If you click no, all of those changes will be forgotten. The new codes, sports, culture and leisure will be forgotten. Their links will be forgotten, and the coding system will remain unchanged. But in either case, a new map will be stored in the max maps showing the position that we've come to here. I'll come back to that map a little bit in a few moments. I'm going to click yes now. It just takes a moment because things are happening behind the scenes, but there we are. The code system has been altered. Let's undock it again and look at the where we were before. So now we can see the changes that we made reflected. At the top of the coding system, we now have the interests code with culture with its subcodes, films and TV, leisure with its subcodes, and the sports and their subcodes, and their new colours. Note we didn't alter the colours of the culture group. One thing to note is that the codes we've just been working with in the creative coding session have been moved to the top of the code system. Previously they were after day-to-day issues. If you want your day-to-day issues still to be the top code of the system, you can drag it up in the old way and interests and its subcodes come below. Let's redock. So those changes have now been made, and it's just as easy and as much fun as that. Let's look at one or two other things by going back into the creative coding session. And I'm going to drag the same interests group back in again in its new format. Here we are. Right click to get the highlights away and start organising codes. I want to show you just one or two more things. Notice that it's come up in a slightly different sequence in that we've got the culture items to the left. When MAXQDA brought the new creative coding results into the project, it resorted on the groups into alphabetical order for reasons I don't entirely understand, but I'm sure we can live with it. I want to show you a couple of other things. In the standard menu, we can choose whether or not to display the code frequencies. They're currently not displayed. If I do that, I can see the numbers here showing how many times each of these codes has been used. That's an on-off toggle. I can also choose whether I want to see the symbols, the code tags. I can remove the code tags and just have the theme labels. These are two things that might be relevant to the map that you are creating because you can use this creative coding as a way of evidencing the creative process by which you have deduced your higher level concepts. This is something that is rather poorly evidenced in much published work. People jump from the coding stage to the reporting stage in one sense without indicating how they went about this creative step of developing the higher level concepts. MAXQDA gives you three possibilities up here of ways of saving intermediate maps or copying them onto the clipboard and exporting them so that you can insert a variety of maps into your appendices of your thesis or into your PowerPoint presentation to show this vital step and make your work even more reproducible and usable. Two or three other things I'm just going to demonstrate while we're here. We could, if we're thinking creatively, if I use the context menu on a code here in the map, I can open up the overview of its coded segments. And in this way, I can either use the preview if that's enough, or by clicking on these, I can read the full texts here of each of the segments attached to this code. So even in the middle of your session, you can remind yourself of exactly what data is behind any one of these codes. At the same time, you can also memo them. If I look at the context menu again and choose the memo option, I can create the memo because this was references to basketball or shooting hoops. Whoops. Difficult to talk and type at the same time, I find. you get the idea. And I can set a code memo color and so on, close that. It doesn't display on here, but a new memo will appear when we quit this coding scheme. And one other interesting thing is, let me display the code frequencies for this next step. You can even merge two codes together inside a creative coding session. We might decide that we don't need drinking and hanging out as two codes. They are a little bit separate, but I'm just going to use this as a demonstration. Notice there are 2 segments attached to drinking in my little code scheme and 6 to hanging out. I can merge the two simply by clicking on drinking and dragging it on to hanging out, and up comes a little thing saying, do I want to merge the codes? When I release the mouse, yes, they are merged. Do I want to? Yes. And I got the answer 7. I didn't get 8 because there is one segment in there which is both in drinking and in hanging out. So once it's been coded to the new one, it has been coded once. If I select this and go to the format, I can probably change the label. No, I can change it down here. This is drinking and hanging out, because I merged those. There we are. I've changed the label directly. I could have changed its font if I wanted. Let's go back to the start function and let's quit that creative coding session and apply the changes. It's making those changes now. Now we look at the code system down here, and we've got the new drinking and hanging out with its 7 segments. And we've got the code memo for basketball that we created during the session. So those changes have affected the project. Other things are more cosmetic and will only affect the map. Let's go and look at the visual tools and look at the Max maps. And if we look at the list of maps, here are our 2 creative coding session maps. So this is the map that we used first time around when we first created them and grouped them. And here is the second map that was created when we exited the second time after merging those 2 codes, and so on. So those are still available if you want to copy them, but if you want to include things in the reports, it's best to do your cosmetic changes inside the system. Let's just quickly go back and summarize. So you use creative coding after you've done your main coding work. You can still go on and do more coding work. It's not an end of scheme, but it's as you're developing, reorganizing your code scheme and introducing higher level concepts. And I've demonstrated that you can merge codes inside a creative coding map. You can display the coded segments for any one code. You can edit or create or edit the code memo. And also, I didn't demonstrate this, but if you want to change a whole group of codes, color, draw a box around them, and you can group them and do things to that group as one. And save multiple versions of your map in order to document the reorganization process. So that concludes this session on creative coding.